Welcome back everyone to our career mode gameplay of NASCAR Heat 5. So we are back at Homestead-Miami once again, and I really enjoy coming back to these places for the second time in our career mode series. And the reason is it gives us a chance to see just how far we've come since the last time we were at the track. If you remember back to the previous race, which of course hasn't been that long ago in the series, we ran somewhere in the mid-20s. I believe around 25th is where we finished. We had some battles with Jennifer Jo Cobb and maybe a few others in the race. This time around, my first goal is a top 10. I'm hoping we have enough speed to compete for a top 10. And then if that goes well, maybe a top 5 podium and then ultimately a race victory. That's sort of the order that I'm going in right now. But first and foremost, I think we have enough speed to be in the top 10. Moving over to the work plan, you see here the reason why I say maybe top 10 or even as high as top 5 is because we don't have a fully upgraded truck, and chances are we're probably not going to have one throughout this entire season, as I'm still very much torn between spending as much money on the truck as we can to get it as close to fully upgraded as possible versus saving our money for next season where we're going to need it to start up our Xfinity team. So if we come over to future plans, look on the right hand side of your screen. Xfinity costs to start our own team $290,000. Now I don't think we're going to have any trouble at all getting to $290,000 to start our team for next year. The question is, how much money can we afford to spend in this season of our winnings and still have enough to not only start that team, but hopefully have some money left over that we can do some much needed upgrades once we have our own team. Obviously, the more money we go into next season with, the more upgrades we can do and the more competitive we can be earlier on in the season. So there's a lot going on here, a lot to sort through. And I still haven't ultimately decided exactly what route I want to take, because a big part of me really wants to max out the truck and give it everything we've got to be the fastest we can be this season. But then the other side of my brain is saying, yeah, but you need to remember, this isn't the ultimate goal. The trucks aren't the ultimate goal. Xfinity is not the ultimate goal. Cup is where we want to be. And the faster we can get to Cup and ultimately be competitive for top 15s, top 10s, and then so on, that's where we want to be. So I'm still struggling with how much more money I want to spend, if any, on the truck, but right now it's going to be a pretty good gauge. So we're going to go to Homestead with a 100, 90, and 95 truck in the different departments. The question is, how much farther beyond that are we going to get? But coming back to the current event, actually, let's go over to the season standings, because right now we are looking in very good shape. This is the point standings, not the playoff standings, but the point standings, and we're sitting in 8th position. Now, we're not used to being anywhere near the top like this in point standings. Now you swap over to playoff standings, we're in much better shape. We are sitting in 2nd position as of right now, and of course that will change quite a bit throughout the remainder of the season, but the point is we are in very good shape to make the playoffs. Now, you can't say a guarantee because there's only so many slots available in the Truck Series playoffs. So if we get into a situation where a bunch of different trucks get victories and we happen to be lowest man on the totem pole with regards to overall points, then we would find ourselves out of a spot in the playoffs. So we're going to continue to push for the remainder of the season. We're certainly not going to do all the races, but we're going to continue to push and do the very best we can so that not only do we secure a spot in the playoffs, but we can earn some more stage points as well. All right, so let's come back over to our work plan, and it looks like chassis number 2 is the one that's closest to being ready to go. But if you take a look at what's coming up next, we've got Homestead in today's video, then we've got Texas coming up. Texas always gets me very excited because the AI is very good at Texas, and I mean extremely good based on the speeds that I can run. So I have no doubt that they will be more than enough challenge for us to have an absolute blast at that track. And then we'll see about Richmond, Dover, and so on. There's so many tracks that I really enjoy in the series. It's hard sometimes for me to pick the ones that we're going to have to skip by just to keep things moving. But there are certainly no tracks on the upcoming tracks list that I don't enjoy, except for Charlotte. Charlotte in this game, I just do not enjoy. In other games in the past, in iRacing and so on, I love Charlotte. I've got no problem at all with it, but there's something weird about Charlotte in this game that just turns me off and don't really enjoy it the way that I normally would. All right, so let's go ahead and get these guys all lined up. We're going to go ahead and work on the second Speedway chassis. All right, there we go. Everything is going to be all set. And so before the next race, we can work on the short track chassis some. Let's go ahead and start the work. And there you have it. Chassis number 2. Let's go ahead and select it. 100, 90, and 95. We'll go ahead and accept that. Thank you very much. All of our pre-race work is done. Now it's time to race. Practice and qualifying now in the books, and we come home 15th in qualifying. Not bad overall. I tried a couple of things in qualifying. Since I don't have a release version of a setup for this track yet, I was trying a couple of things in practice, and each thing I tried gained me more speed. But as always, I don't want to spend a huge amount of time in practice because that kind of defeats the purpose of what I'm going for here in career mode. But 15th overall at a 33.17. On the pole, 32.07. So we are quite a ways off of that. But I feel like we should be in pretty good shape. We'll see what kind of race pace we have versus what these guys have for race pace. All right, let's get this race started. Ty Majeski, you see him there on the board twice. He is both well prepared and the pole winner. It makes sense that he would be well prepared if he's on the pole. And then Zane Smith, unfortunately, is going to be going to the rear. So we're starting on the inside line, which is where I think I want to be in this race.
Ready now. Green's out now. Let's go.
As much as I would like to get up top and run some nice laps,
Clear high.
I think where we need to be is on the bottom. But time will tell what these guys are going to do on their side of things. Very easy to get loose coming off of turn 2 if you're trying to hold the truck down on the bottom. That is not a good entry.
Got a car load now.
All right, yeah, very tight on corner exit.
5 laps to go.
All right, very short stages, as you might imagine.
Car coming inside now. Still there.
All right, making a bit of a run. Trying to get John Hunter here to give us a little room.
Still there. Got one down low
tap.
now.
So we're able to get a little bit of momentum coming off the corner, as you might expect, up top.
Clear low there.
All right, let's see what we can do down here on the bottom. See what kind of speed we've got overall in this truck. All right, RPMs seem to be about right. Running a lot of RPMs, but not certainly not hammering that rev limiter. All right, so we're up to 9th position.
Careful, still there. Stay low. Got one down low now. Clear low.
I really wanted to go out all the way to the fence there.
You got room. You're clear there.
Yeah, truck's handling okay. It's tight for sure. Definitely a lot more work for me to do before I'm ready to release anything on the channel for the setup.
Clear there.
And of course, you got to keep in mind we don't have a fully upgraded truck, so not all of this will carry over.
You're all clear on the bottom there.
But yeah, a little bit tight. That's going to hurt us particularly on the exit speed, because I can't quite get through the center of the corner with enough speed. And when I get back to the throttle, if I'm going to try to keep it down the track, either in the middle of the track on exit or at the bottom, I'm really going to have to bind the truck up, which is going to kill the speed.
Inside.
All right, somehow he managed to get underneath us there on corner exit, so good for him. He was able to carry all that speed like that.
Stay
We
high up
definitely
here.
cannot do that. All right, everything's starting to spread out, but we're here at the end of stage one, so that gives us an idea just what type of speed do we have. So we'll pick up a couple of points here in stage one. We'll take that. All right, laps remaining, 28 laps. Definitely no need to pit, which is great for me because I do not like the pitting mechanics of the AI, so we avoid all of that with this length of race. So 28 laps, that gives me a clue about the remaining stages. Do not pit and go ahead and advance.
All right, be smart
Once
out
again,
there.
lined up on the
Going
inside,
green.
which I feel like is a
Ready.
very good thing. So the AI are definitely different at this track than they have
Clear high, bud.
been in some of the past games where they would just pile up on the high side and run right out by the
Still
wall
there?
with absolutely no
You got room. You're clear.
room for you to run up there with them. You had to go to the bottom. Or you could play bumper pool with them.
Still there?
All right, let's see what these guys
Stay
have
out the bottom.
for speed. Oh, yeah, there's the type. Pushing right out there. Unfortunately, there's no room for us out there.
Careful. Still there.
Whoever that truck is on our outside would definitely prefer that we not come
Still
all the
there?
way out to the wall. As you can see, these guys are killing us on the exit of the corner. They get through the center so much better. All right, let's use the draft a little bit here
Stay
if
low.
we
Stay
can.
low.
All right, I don't know if we have somebody to our
5 to
outside.
go. You got this.
Clear, okay. He was about a half a straightaway too late telling me that information, but I guess better late than never. One of the things I really hope they do, since my understanding is they're basically going to start over, moving to a new... Ooh, watch out. Moving to a new system for Heat 6 and beyond, a new graphics engine and all of that. I really hope they redo the spotter. He's all but useless right now. I could really use his help in a lot of situations, but he has just got nothing to give me.
Careful. Still there.
Yeah. You can't tell me he's still there until you tell me he's there for the first time. So, again, I appreciate you trying,
Stay low. Stay low.
but it's just not working for me.
Outside. Outside. Hold your line. Got one inside.
All right, so we're in the middle of 3 wide here. Let's see.
All
Okay,
right,
Jordan
clear
Anderson looks like he's going to back out. Thank you very much, Mr. Anderson. Yep, there's that looseness
there.
on exit. That's not actually being loose, though, unfortunately. That's push loose.
Still there.
So the cure for that is not to tighten up the exit of the corner. That would only make it worse.
Still there.
That's having so much wheel in it on the exit of the corner that when the
Here we
front
go.
wheels finally
Stay
do
low,
grip
stay low.
from being so tight and pushing so hard, that then the back end wants to snap around.
Stay on the bottom. You got room. You're clear there.
All right, we are clear. So we're in 6th position. Now with just about a lap and a half left,
Inside.
oh, let's see if we can maintain this without getting freight trained.
Still there. Looking inside now.
All right, Jordan Anderson has been
White
working
flag
very
is
hard to
in the
get
air.
by us. Looks like he may finally get his wish.
Careful. Still there.
All right, here
Hold your
comes the
line, stay
98.
high.
Oh, look out. Infinger thought he heard clear.
Careful. Still there.
Oh, yeah, this is definitely not good.
Still there. Inside.
Just shoving the nose off the corner.
That'll earn you.
All right, but we'll come home in 8th position. Again, we're inside that top 10 where I wanted to be. So we will take that. All right, laps remaining 20. So we got a very nice final stage here. Let's see if we're going to have any speed for these guys on a long run. I'm a little scared that they're going to run away from me here.
There. Going green. Ready. Got a car low now. All right, clear low.
Clear low is what I was waiting to hear.
Careful, still there. Car there on the inside. Clear low, bud.
Ooh, this thing is a handful right now coming off the corner when we are side by side or 3 wide for sure.
Got one down low now.
Oh, here they come again. We're 4 wide. Wow, that's a handful. It's a lot of fun. Oh,
Careful.
excuse me,
Still there.
Mr. Anderson. Yeah, go ahead and
Got
get
a
back up
car
in line
high
there
now.
if you need to. Yeah, right now we are just in the middle of
Stay
something
low,
we have
stay
no
low.
business being in the middle of. Because we are all over the place when we're in the middle of that. And that is going to end up being a wreck. Because at some point I'm going to run out of talent. All right, there we go. So you can see Infinger. We had him through the corner, but by the time we got to exit of the corner, he was able to pull well ahead of us on the straightaway. So I'm going to try to run this a little bit higher line off the corner.
Looking inside now.
All right, this is Creed, I believe, coming to our inside. So we're sitting here in 8th, and things are starting to
clear.
spread out. So the longer we can hold on to our position, the better off we're going to be. Because like I said, I feel like we're going to, I mean, at some point, being this tight through the center and on exit is going to kill our speed long run, because it's going to kill the tires.
Looking inside now. You got room. You're clear.
And I feel like as soon as that happens, these guys are going to run away from us in the long run, because we still have a dozen or so laps left. We've managed to keep Creed behind us for the time being anyway. All right, so as long as we have clean track, the truck is better. The tightness is still very much there. But it's at least better because we can be easier on the tires, because we don't have to keep it hugged down so much through the center and on exit. Just experiment here with some different lanes, and of course, never forget to have fun. And having fun for me generally means moving around the racetrack a little bit. Get up on that high side a little bit, have some fun running up there. You have to be careful in this game because unfortunately touching the wall generally means a catapult. Oh yeah, there
Looking
you go.
inside
There's that
now.
tightness. But still, we're hanging in there pretty good. I feel like Creed is going to eventually get by us here.
Concentrate.
But these guys in
Alright,
front
you're
of
clear
us
there.
are not running away from us. Not yet. We're hanging in here with them. We're definitely not gaining on them, but we're hanging in there. Yeah, we're at a point where we could definitely use all the extra grip we can get, and of course that's what's lacking in our truck right now. We're missing some overall chassis grip, and of course we're missing some of that downforce from the aero grip. All right, Creed's going to get us right here.
Careful, still there.
I'm going to give him plenty of room. No sense fighting that. He's been right on our bumper for a while now. All right, 8 more laps. And I like the fact that what I see in my mirror is very few trucks. Very few. There's not a whole herd of them coming at us. So I do see a couple headed our way, but maybe we've got enough speed to hold these guys off. It is a sickening feeling when you're on the gas, exiting the corner, and you can just feel the speed scrubbing off. You just feel the engine, you hear the engine bogging down. All right, 6 more times around. Currently sitting here inside the top 10. Now these guys are starting to pull away from us. You can see in front of Creed, these guys are picking up what is probably a couple of tenths per lap. And the longer we run, that's only going to get worse for us. This is why whenever I'm making setups for the channel, I focus exclusively on long runs. I don't even really worry about, okay, what can I do to get the most qualifying type speed out of the car. That's not even what I concern myself with. It's all about what is the car like at the end of the run and through the middle of the run. And one thing this does bring to mind, though, is it gives us an opportunity to maybe simulate something a little different out of the game. Obviously, if you're looking for max speed, you want a maximally upgraded car or truck. No doubt there. However, if you're looking to simulate a team that is not quite ready to win races, but they're sort of on the edge of the top 10, then this is a pretty good way of doing it. You can get the upgrades close, you know, somewhere around the 90 range to 95, but not go all the way to 100. And that will give you an opportunity for a good truck, but not a great truck. Not a truck that's going to, you know, blow people away and win a whole bunch of races, but you can be solidly in the top 10 to 15 week after week, which is also quite fun, particularly in a game that is so inconsistent with the AI at different tracks. All right, I've gotten into quite a rhythm now. This is why I love long runs more than anything. I'll take that over qualifying type runs every day of the week. But now I've gotten into a little bit of a rhythm. I've just sort of, you know, now that I understand what the truck is giving me and what it's not giving me, I've just sort of settled in. And now, unfortunately, we're on the last lap. White flag lap. But if we can bring it home inside the top 10, I'm going to be very happy with this performance. We managed to get up higher than that at some points during the race. However, overall, our speed is about right on the back edge of the top 10. All right, so there you have it. Coming off of turn 4, we'll end up the race.
Hey,
Ninth
driver,
position.
that's a
I'll
top
take it.
10.
Nice top 10. Looks like, oh, was that Zane coming up behind us? Very nice recovery for him. No doubt, starting in the rear. All right, so let's go ahead and continue on. So ninth position, yeah, there he was in 11th position. Ross Chastain behind us, Brett Moffitt, Christian Eckes. So yeah, a lot of good trucks behind us. As far as who did win this race, Johnny Sauter, okay, no surprise there. Ben Rhodes, Enfinger, Jordan Anderson with a great run. Other than that, Austin Hill, Ty Majeski with a really good run. Stuart Friesen, a lot of trucks up front that you would expect, a few that you wouldn't. Really happy for Jordan Anderson getting a nice finish. All right, what kind of money do we come away with? $39,000. Yes, please. We'll take that. Once again, merch payout continues to climb. $221 now. Selling those t-shirts and hats. We might have to get like some pins out there, maybe some bobbleheads. You never know. You guys keep buying it up like that, we're going to keep adding more merchandise. All right, so point standings. We are still sitting in 8th position. That win, of course, did wonders for us in the point situation. Then you see Spencer Boyd down here. He's got a win, but is well behind in the points. So he definitely is going to be on the edge of making the playoffs. So the fastest lap, a 32.7. Okay, that's not terribly far out of reach. Just sort of thinking ahead, if we did come to this track, maybe for another season with a fully upgraded truck, then 32.7s, that seems very reasonable. We were only, 3 or 4 tenths off of that at this point. So with a little bit more time working on the setup, some upgrades, I feel like we'd be in good shape. So at this point, we did exactly what I hoped we would do. We earned some money. We got a top 10 finish, and we keep plugging along, getting those great finishes. We keep doing exactly what we need to do to prepare ourselves for not only the playoffs in this season, but also moving into Xfinity in the next season. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Hope you're enjoying this series as much as I am, as we will continue our career mode gameplay of NASCAR Heat 5.